What's going on, guys? Welcome to your second stimulus check update, stimulus package update, and stimulus news report for Thursday, November 26th. First off, I just want to wish you guys a very happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day, stay safe, and spend some time with your loved ones. Now, today's stimulus update is going to be very different, or I guess a little bit different compared to my normal updates. The reason why is because so far this morning there has been very little activity regarding stimulus. However, there was stuff from last night. So I just want to be very clear that a lot of the stuff is coming out from yesterday afternoon and even last night. There hasn't really been a whole lot that came out this morning. But if stuff turns around, if we see a stimulus update, if we hear Mitch McConnell, Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, President Trump, Steve Mnuchin, or somebody else come out with an update that gives us some insights as to what we should expect moving forward, then I will obviously come back on later on today and fill you in with that as well. If not, just have a wonderful and a very happy Thanksgiving. But let's get into the stimulus update for today. First, reports out last night indicate that House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy is planning on working with roughly 10 Democrats this coming Monday in order for them to sign a discharge petition. Now, this has been something that this was actually brought up, I believe like 2 months ago, maybe like a month and a half ago. And it was brought up by a Republican who was wanting to do a discharge petition specifically for the PPP program funding. Now, here's how this would work. By getting at least 10 Democrats to sign a discharge petition, as well as all Republicans, then what's going to happen is now Republicans can go to the floor with their bill, which is specifically only for PPP funding for small businesses. And what this would allow Republicans to do is bypass Nancy Pelosi, which everyone is currently, everything's pointing to Nancy Pelosi as she is the problem. She is the one that's pretty much turning down, shutting down, refusing to put anything on the floor that is coming from a Republican. So because of this, this is one way to go around her. Now, this would be good because this would be a fund, a bill that's going to provide businesses with another round of PPP funding, which means they could get funding to keep their employees. The reason why this is good is, one, it's for businesses. The other reason why this is good, because it doesn't include stimulus for the American people, it doesn't include unemployment, and it does not include any other legislation outside of the PPP funding. So why is this good? This is good because this is going to be immediate. It's going to be an immediate impact for small businesses and employers. This is also good for overall stimulus as well, because if a handful of Democrats turn and sign with Republicans and sign this discharge petition, then it's a sign that Nancy Pelosi is losing her majority in the House. And because of this, experts are saying that she would most likely reconsider her position, because as of that point, when she's seeing other Democrats kind of defect and start to side with Republicans, what's going to happen is and this is what experts are predicting, she is going to start to really negotiate and most likely come to an agreement with Mitch McConnell. Now, most experts are anticipating that right now the most likely option is going to be a $1 trillion stimulus package, but it can go as low as $500 billion. That's currently what Mitch McConnell is proposing. That would include PPP funding as well. So let's just look at this. If Democrats sign this discharge petition, which many are saying that right now, Kevin McCarthy is trying to get this done on Monday. So when the House comes back to Washington, if this happens, that's going to take off, let's say, $150 billion. So instead of a $500 billion stimulus package, it would essentially be around about a $350 billion stimulus package. And instead of a $1 trillion stimulus package, it would come down to about $850 billion there as well. So this is good. We're starting to see some progress. Now again, whether this actually happens or not, we'll see this coming week, but this is good. This is good news. Currently, there are 3 main types of stimulus that the American people are truly wanting. We have stimulus checks, unemployment benefits, and the third one is housing assistance. Yes, housing assistance. That is currently being looked at as a more dire need than just rental assistance. Rental assistance pretty much goes down to, okay, somebody's renting a property, they cannot pay for it, or they have an eviction moratorium, so they haven't been paying, and so they could be, thrown in the pot as people who would get rental assistance. But here's the reason why housing assistance is seen as a more dire need. Right now, what experts are saying is that rental assistance in most cases is leaving out seniors. This is the group of people, okay, senior citizens. Okay, if you are a senior, let me know down in the comment section below, what are you currently struggling with? Is it buying medication, buying food, transportation, just having any funds available at the end of the month? What is it that you're struggling with? Let me know down in the comment section below. Now, the reason why housing assistance is more dire is because this group of people, senior citizens, okay, millions of senior citizens, currently do not rent a home. They either own their home or they own their, let's say, a mobile home, which is sitting on a lot that they rent. There's millions and millions of senior citizens that rent a mobile home that's placed on a lot, and they rent the lot. Rental assistance would not pay for the lot. Okay, this is based on what experts are saying, is rental assistance would not pay for that lot. It would only pay for the house. If they own the house and they rent the lot, there's no money for them. But if it's housing assistance, then yes, it does pay for the lot. So this is where just by changing the verbiage just a little bit, it does impact more people. So that's good there. Senior citizens, as of right now, need some assistance, and we need to step up. Okay, people like me, I'm 33 years old. People like me need to step up and help those that came before us. Now, as for unemployment benefits, it doesn't make sense why President Trump has not gone forward with another round of unemployment benefits. And that's a federal unemployment boost to the tune of $300 per week for 6 weeks. He did it before. Why won't he do it again? This helped out many people and did give the economy a slight boost. This could be done through another executive order, and it should be done very quickly. A lot of people don't understand why this isn't being done. Me personally, I do not understand why this is not being done. The Treasury lawyers did not say President Trump could not do another executive order for unemployment. He did say this about stimulus checks, but not unemployment. This is an urgent matter that needs to be addressed really quickly and before unemployment runs out for roughly 12 million Americans. Right now, it's estimated that 12.6 million Americans are currently out of work. With over 12 million Americans out of work and currently unemployed, and having an average benefit of $378 per week, well, this comes out to roughly $18 billion per month that Congress is taking away from the American people and the economy. They want the economy to grow. They want the economy booming like it once was. Well, taking away $18 billion from the economy per month is going to be a huge impact. An additional 6 weeks of benefits could provide roughly $27 billion back to the economy and the American people. Now, what's currently being said is if President Trump will not do another executive order soon, then most experts predict that Joe Biden will do one as soon as he is in office. Currently, Joe Biden is expected to do anywhere between 10 and 15 executive orders on day one of him being in office. So that could be a big and busy day. In other executive order news, Treasury lawyers stated last week that President Trump doesn't have the power to send Americans a stimulus check, even though there are funds available to do so. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin stated there is more than enough funds to send a stimulus check. The problem is, right now, we can't do that. We can't do an executive order for that. Congress could say, all right, we're going to use these funds for stimulus checks, and it would get done. But Congress is not doing that. The Treasury lawyers also stated that no president would have that kind of power no matter what. It doesn't matter if we are in a pandemic. It doesn't matter if the economy is struggling. It doesn't matter if the American people truly need a stimulus check. Without Congress, no president can do an executive order and provide stimulus checks to the American people. This means that Congress will need to come together at some point very soon. They will need to get back to the table and negotiate in order to get stimulus checks out if we have any chance of seeing stimulus at all. Now, while stimulus is on hold and more people are avoiding spending at all costs at this moment and avoiding any unnecessary expenses, many businesses are struggling. This includes some retail stores. Target, Walmart, Amazon, Best Buy. These stores, they're doing great. They're making a lot of money. But you got those little stores, the mom and pop shops. Your local retail stores are struggling. People aren't buying from them. In some cases, these stores are being asked to close. Or your max capacity is 10 people in the store. Well, you can only have 25% of that, so you can only have 2.5 people in your store at one given time. That is going to kill small businesses. So right now, many small businesses are struggling, and many will eventually file for bankruptcy or just completely close. This is why the urgent need for unemployment benefits for another 6 weeks is needed and is one of the top priorities, as well as PPP funding for small businesses. This is what we need. Yes, stimulus checks are needed. Unemployment benefits obviously are needed. PPP funding is needed. Rental assistance, food assistance, school funding, state and local government funding. Everything is very important. The problem is, which is most important at this time? Getting our kids back to school, providing state and local governments with funding so that we can distribute a vaccine when it comes out, stimulus checks to get the American people back on track, put some money back into their account so they can actually afford everything that they need, all the essential needs every single day. What's most important? Right now, businesses are going to begin closing if they can't get the relief they need and stay open and keep their employees working. One example of this, just the other day, MGM Resorts said they will be shutting the Mirage and Mandalay Bay hotels midweek, starting November 30th. So, starting on Monday, they will begin closing. Monday at noon, they will close the Mirage and Mandalay Bay until Thursday at noon. This slight adjustment, this slight schedule adjustment is going to go through December. It most likely will not extend past January, but they are leaving the door open. This is also coming at a time when the state has mandated a slight pause, which means casinos cannot have more than 25% capacity. But with that said, casinos will continue to stay open. This is only going to affect the hotel portion of the properties. This is going to impact thousands and thousands of staff as they will not be needed during these closures. It is because of businesses doing what they can to limit short-term losses that the unemployment rate around the country is bound to increase over the next few months. Many experts predict it will go up over December, January, and possibly even February. This is one of the reasons why many economists are urging Congress to act quickly and ensure that unemployment extension is included in the next stimulus package. We are always hearing about stimulus negotiations. We're hearing what Mitch McConnell wants to do. He has unemployment in there. $300 a week. I believe it's for 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks. Could be wrong. He has that in there. Some state and local government funding, liability protections, school funding. There's some stuff in there for $500 billion. It's very small, but the $1 trillion stimulus package is currently seen as the front runner, not the HEROES Act, not the HEALS Act, definitely not HEROES, the $3.4 trillion package. That's not going to pass, especially with a Republican Senate. So we will see moving forward. Right now, unemployment benefits across the country has been one of the most crucial pieces of stimulus for the American people. This benefit alone is the main reason why families are able to support themselves for the time being. Key words, for the time being. Once it runs out, families will not be able to support a lot of their current habits and their essential needs. However, some states are currently struggling to determine which cases are legitimate and which ones could potentially be fraud. This is why some people with legitimate unemployment claims are struggling to get unemployment in a timely manner and struggling to get unemployment benefits on a week-to-week basis, simply because they are not being the cases are not being gone through by humans quick enough. So when a case is flagged and it requires a human's eyeballs on the case, there are so many cases that a lot of times it gets pushed back and pushed back and pushed back until months later someone finally sees the case. Just the other day, California realized that they have been issuing unemployment checks to over 20,000 prisoners to the tune of roughly $140 million so far. This is insane. When prisoners are getting stimulus checks, this is technically a stimulus check, because a prisoner should not be getting any unemployment benefits. For what? They're not working. They're not searching for work. Who knows if they've been in prison for years? How are they getting an unemployment check? With roughly another 1.1 million people filing for their first week of unemployment last week alone, these stories are not going to stop. Real people are being impacted by job losses, and due to the lack of funding for states, this is exactly what I was saying, due to the lack of funding for states, there are not enough humans looking at these cases to get them through the system fast enough and in an efficient manner. It's because of this, people are waiting weeks, if not months, to see some type of unemployment benefits. Congress understands what is going on and what is on the line at this point, and millions of Americans, currently people and the economy are struggling. Congress knows this, but yet I do remain optimistic that Congress will eventually see what is happening and will eventually pass a stimulus package. Something will ultimately get done, but honestly, I have no idea when. So, let's address the current COVID situation. The United States yesterday, on November 25th, reported 178,434 new cases and 2,294 deaths. This has been the second day in a row when we're roughly at 178,000 new cases and 2,200 deaths. So we are, just based off the 2 days, we're starting to see it kind of plateau. However, we will see what happens today and tomorrow. These are crucial days, so we will see what happens. Most experts do anticipate, with all the holiday traveling and all the people still gathering for Thanksgiving and having Thanksgiving with their friends and families and possibly coworkers, that there will be a spike in cases and deaths in anywhere between 1 to 3 weeks. So we will see. Hopefully they're wrong, and let's hope they're wrong. However, these experts have been right so far on almost every step of the way, so I don't anticipate them being that wrong this much. So, like I said earlier, I just want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you have a safe and wonderful Thanksgiving. Spend it with your friends, your family, but obviously do it in a safe manner. Again, stay safe, do what you can, social distance, wear a mask, wash your hands, whatever you need to do, whatever you feel like doing, whatever makes you happy, do that. So, again, have a happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you guys on the next one.